Hi everyone, this is Suzanne Wagner and I am doing the astrology for October 2020. Whew, here we go. It's going to be a big month. We start out October with a new moon in Virgo, which will set the stage for the upcoming slugfest of the election. It will attempt to balance out all the tremendous imbalances of this global astrology for the first 2 weeks. But I do not have great faith in it because while the moon is a powerful influence, it lacks the punch that is needed to break us out of this negativity. Though I appreciate any help at all in this tremendous moment in history. Best things to do under this reality is to pay attention to the things that matter most to you. And those things, to a Virgo moon, are all about the organization and structure. Details matter, and truth even more so. Focus on that. We are going to have 2 full moons this month, one directly on the 1st and then the one on the 31st. The first one is going to be in Aries, and it sparks that individuality and that desire to stand up and stand for something. It is time to get up and get going, but it is a spark and it is fiery, and just know that some people that's going to be an ignition point for anger and righteousness. What you are getting into will be completely up to you. While you may want very new things, there are many other astrological things pulling on you. It will be a trick to balance dependency and independence this month. Mercury has moved into Scorpio. Just know that what you think and say are going to feel more intense than ever before to others. While this pattern helps you communicate on a deep emotional level, it will bring a level of discomfort globally to a whole new level. People are scared and angry. You will need to be more aware of that than ever before. Be aware that Mercury will be turning retrograde in Scorpio and then move into Libra on October 13th. Know that there are major mental shifts ahead. When Mercury goes into Libra, it wants to find some sort of middle ground to negotiate to a reasonable conclusion for both sides. But with Mercury in Scorpio, it wants emotional balance in sort of a fatalistic way and in a fatalistic world. It reminds us that you need to be constantly emotionally courageous to deal with the insanity of some minds in this reality. You have to be willing to follow your own personal moral code, and in all situations, regardless of information that you are being fed from groups who are trying to corrupt your principles, you have to stand firm. With these aspects coming into play, know that October is a month where those with obsessive tendencies will have the potential to explode. Mars goes retrograde on the 9th, so expect passive-aggressive patterns to emerge at unexpected times and places. Many are wanting and intending to pick a fight. Know that many are planning and instigating problems and arguments to twist minds and inflame hearts. The way through is to know yourself. When you know who you are and what you are here to offer, and you offer that, then the rest really does not matter because it does not influence you or even pertain to what your mission and purpose is in this life. History shows that you can continue to do good deeds in a war zone. Thank goodness, Pluto goes direct on the 4th, and that turnaround approaches us, kind of in an intense and way that even small things are going to feel a little bit wild because Pluto going forward tends to lurch. And when outer planets change anything like signs or direction, you're going to notice it. You will feel empowered to make deep, life-altering changes. You are going to feel more insistent and determined to be part of a major change. Pluto is always about having the opportunity to shift the balance of our own karma from victim to influencer, or vice versa, depending on your choices and course of action. You are coming on a moment in time that will shape your destiny going forward for lifetimes. It is a major moment and as such requires you to approach it with great care and concern. Let compassion be the guiding principle going forward. You will not regret that choice, ever. Jupiter will sextile Neptune on the 12th for the final time. Take a look at what you want and dream and see if you can make that into a reality. It is all about the balance of proportion. You have to dream in order to inspire you to take action. If you do not move from that impulse, then you waste a precious moment forever. You have to manage your expectations. As I have repeatedly stated, none of us are going to get what we totally want. That total transformation is not possible under this astrology. The gap is too wide and the chasms are too deep. The divide is so enormous that we have two worlds existing at the same time and space. Those worlds are colliding, and one will eventually absorb the other into its gravitational pull and power. Such powerful moments in history take time to unfold. Lots of time. Nothing can move quickly when this much intensity is battling out who is going to win. And the reality that is that opposing forces will collide, converge, and then will be forever altered. Both will be altered, and that is a good thing. We are in a moment when idealistic and humanistic goals are connecting. People and perspectives from vastly divergent backgrounds are requiring us to broaden our experience and mind. We are learning this month the difference between instincts and motivation. We will be looking at what is motivating certain behaviors and choices, and that intention, that impulse, that sparks that movement, that manifests as motivation, will come under a microscope. If you think you can hide the lie, know that you will fail. If you have the dark and negative intentions, they are going to be exposed and brought into a very bright limelight. Everyone has a higher sensitivity and stronger emotional radar. People will be able to read the fear and paranoia that is inciting the negativity and the dangerous actions of a few. The bullshit detector in many has been honed and developed over the past 4 years to a new level of insight and clarity, and not much is going to get under its radar. At the end of the month, when the retrograde Mercury in Libra grinds things into dust on the 27th, know that you will feel as if things are slowing down and may seem to never finish. You will feel as if you are eating ash from the fallout of venom and toxic gas from the Mercury retrograde that is the month of October. You will wonder if you will ever manifest any decision. Positions are going to be questioned. Some will want to idealize the moment, but they would be unwise to do so. More and more hidden information will be revealed as the cycles of an old way of thinking are being burned to a crisp. Conflict resolution is something that is deeply yearned for, but it will not be allowed to manifest at this time. We will be battling the over-the-top expectations from some of a future out of reach, while the ghosts from the past refuse to release us from their karmic grip. By the time the full moon occurs on the 31st, know that the violence will erupt and an urgency will be expressed from those that stubbornly hold to their own self-interest over co-creating a healthy and evolving society. This moon is tightly aligned with Uranus, and it is going to stir things into a frenzy. Expect last-minute revelations that are carefully constructed lies designed to corrupt and confuse. Overall, this month is not comfortable. It is out of focus. It is itchy, irritating, and it leaves a bitter taste in the mouth. Discomfort is the mother of change. Never forget this moment. Taste the ash of the toxic hate as it burns itself up, and never forget. Let the smoke of the fires that burn in anger tear through the non-reality, and know that you are to tell the story of this moment in the future. Old Faithful may be burned and torn again in this moment in history, but it survived 244 years ago, and it will still wave in the dawning of this new day. Thanks, everyone.